I have also, I then issued a chairman's special statement in this AGM. It's a little bit unusual, but I thought that it was necessary given what transpired. So if you can indulge me, what I will do is just read to you what I said. I said that to shareholders that I have spent my entire 26-year banking career helping to build CIMB Group into one of the most respected banking institutions in this region. The reputation and well-being of this banking group has always been my utmost priority. I'm therefore very thankful to have had this opportunity to address shareholders personally on the recent negative publicity around my role in assisting my brother, the UMNO president, during the last general election. For the record, these events took place 3 years ago in 2013. 2, my brother asked for some help, and I agreed after I assessed that it would not involve anything illegal or misusing my position at CIMB or any inappropriate use of CIMB resources. And thirdly, I acted based on what I knew at that time. And of course, given all the controversies around 1MDB and sources of political funding since 2014, I regret it. I would never put my, or by extension, CIMB's reputation at such risk knowingly. I understand, however, that since this matter has come to the public domain, it is a cause of concern for stakeholders. I therefore support and welcome the board's actions so far, which are to receive a full explanation from me, a report from internal compliance, and initiate an independent review by an external audit firm. As an additional measure to ensure the complete integrity of the review process by the board, I have decided to take a leave of absence from my positions as chairman of CIMB Group and a director of CIMB Bank with effect from close of business today until the completion of the review as determined by the board. I have delayed this announcement until today so that I could have this opportunity to personally engage shareholders on this matter, but also to fulfill my obligation, the basic obligation of a chairman, which is to chair an annual general meeting. I know I surprised my board colleagues earlier this morning with my decision, but I feel that unless I am completely absent from the company during this period, this institution would not be practicing the highest standards of corporate governance that we want to stand for, and I would be undermining what I have described as my utmost career priority. So that was my statement to shareholders this morning, and perhaps Tunku Zafrul would like to add the board's response.
Thank you, Datuk Seri. Representing the board, we had Dr. Zainal, who is the chairman of the bank, and also I was part of the board that discussed this. The decision was taken voluntarily by Datuk Seri Nazir. The board respects and accepts his decision, and the members have always been convinced that Datuk Seri upholds the highest standards of corporate governance. Like what Datuk Seri said, the board review commenced on 5th of April 2016, and the board has appointed an external audit firm, Ernst & Young, to assist with the board's review. The review is expected to complete in a few weeks' time. Thank you.
Thank you, Datuk Zafrul. And then after that, we went through the various resolutions, and by happy or possibly unhappy coincidence, this AGM was also an AGM where my chairmanship was put out for shareholders to vote, and I'm pleased to say that the shareholders voted in favor of me remaining as chairman. So it's been a long day for me, but I think I've done the right things, and I think the shareholders have responded well. We had some very nice and touching responses from the floor, including the minority watchdog and so on and so forth, about my decision. I feel very positive about what I've decided to do.
Could you clarify why did you wait until? Given that Wall Street Journal have reported about donation to Prime Minister's account, why did you wait until you were? Why Wall Street Journal reported again about money going into your account before you admitted to?
Sorry? Why did I only wait for Wall Street Journal? What was there to admit before?
The money, after Wall Street Journal reported that the money was...
No, as I told you, I am very clear that what I did was legal, did not use and did not compromise my position in any way. That was my opinion, right? So I didn't see any reason for me to make any statement, right? So, but since it has appeared in Wall Street Journal, and therefore I was happy to be transparent and just confirm that it is true.
Given the circumstances of...
No, you are making assertions about the source of the funds and but that is something that is out there, speculation in the media, right? There is no confirmation of anything, right? But the fact is, so far as I'm concerned, I was very clear about my legal position, about the right and wrong of what I did, right? So there was no reason for me to make any statement prior to that. Yeah, but it's in the public domain, I have to clarify, that's all.
Okay, so just the second question is, has Bank Negara been notified of any of this development, and have they expressed any concern or any response to that? Did you notify them at all?
No, I mean, as Bank Negara is the banking regulator, so we're always in communications with Bank Negara on all matters.
This matter specifically?
No, we communicate with Bank Negara on all matters. So you would expect us to be Bank Negara to engage us on every matter, right, of that's material, right? So certainly this issue is something that will interest Bank Negara, but they are a supervisory regulator, right? They monitor us, and they would expect us just to handle this in the right way. And if we handle it in the right way, there's no reason for them to need to do anything. Okay?
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. She called me Prime Minister.
Right. Have you informed the Prime Minister and his response? And do you think he should...
I informed my board at 8 a.m. today. I report to my board, and therefore I didn't have time to tell anyone else.
Do you think you should do the same considering you approve these transactions?
Sorry? No, I'm not interested in anyone else, any other entity, right? I'm just doing what I think is right for CIMB as a corporation, right? Anyone else is up to them. Yeah. Sorry.
I have two questions. Number one, do you think this has an effect on investor confidence towards the transparency of the bank? Number two, you said that you then did not have knowledge of the source of the funds at that point in time. How about now? Do you now know where it came from?
Well, obviously not. There's been no confirmation of anything, right? So anything I say will be speculative. But what I do know is at that point in time, I've been a banker for 26 years. I know what the laws are, and I'm very clear that at that point in time, I did nothing. There was no reason for me to think that there was any question mark around the funds. So that's that. What was the first question?
Do you think this will have an effect on investor confidence towards the bank?
Well, I think the investors want to see that the company maintains the best governance standards, right? So in this case, I think we're applying the best governance standards and more, right? It's questionable whether as a non-executive director, right, non-executive chairman, I should go on leave because actually I'm not in the office every day anyway. But I think it's best to do more if you can, right? So I think investors will appreciate that this is the kind of standards of the highest standards of corporate governance, and that is being applied in the case of CIMB. So I think it will be good for investors or investor perception of CIMB. Thank you. Joyce.
Hi, morning. Just to clarify, we have shared with us, oh sorry, hi, could you please share with us, moving forward, after this whole review is done, what happens, like potential scenarios?
Well, the review will be, when the review is completed, the board will then deliberate on the outcome of the review, and the board will then decide whether to welcome me back.
So how long will this review take?
A few weeks. It's not in my control, right? It is expected to, I think the Kuzafo mentioned just now, expected to take a few weeks. But it's already commenced, a lot of work is already commenced. This thing started on April the 5th.
Do you recall how many times the funds were transferred to third-party accounts?
Sorry?
Do you recall how many times the funds were transferred?
No, I don't want to comment on any more details. This thing is being reviewed, etc., etc. Yeah, what's important is what I said to you just now. I'm very clear that nothing I did was illegal, nor did I misuse my position at CIMB. But given the media attention and so on and so forth, I understand that it makes my stakeholders uncomfortable. So I want to make sure that the firm, the institution, does the right thing in dealing with this. And I think the best way is for me to kind of get out the way, disappear, go on holiday, sell furniture, and then the outcome will be determined thereafter.
Datuk Seri, what does the investigation entail? And then after that,
Sorry?
What does the investigation entail? And also, will they also look into the source of funds?
This is not first of all, it's not an investigation, it's a review. A review will entail looking at the processes in terms of AML and CM, especially on the AML side, and also the process of the whole chain that happened.
Datuk Seri, while you're on leave, will anybody stepping into your position for as a temporary chairman? What is the position now?
No, I don't think so, because I think this thing will take a few weeks, sahaja, and this review is being done. It's been driven out of the bank. The bank chairman, Datuk Zainal, will report to the main board, and at those meetings, the board will elect a chairman for the meeting to elect.
I have one question. Maintaining that you have done nothing wrong, accepted and distributed money on your brother's behalf. Is it because political donations in this country is not illegal, and therefore there's nothing wrong with what you were doing? Is that why you were saying that there's nothing wrong?
No, as I said, I don't want to comment anymore on the details of what transpired. My point is, I know the law, I know my position, what is right and what is wrong. Right? So I look forward to the review and the outcome of the review.
After this review, would it be more difficult for this sort of transactions to happen?
Sorry, come again?
After this review of banking policies,
will it be more difficult for this sort of transactions where the party president transfers money to you and you distribute it to the other party members? Yeah.
Well, I think there are a lot of things that are changing in Malaysia today. Yeah. And this whole I think corporate Malaysia is, or rather Malaysia as a whole, is going through a period of change, and I think we will see what the outcome is.
But you said you wish you hadn't done that before.
I said I wish I hadn't done it because since 2014, there's been a lot of controversy around 1MDB, sources of political funding. So I regret it because it has dragged me into that whole conversation. So I regret being part of that conversation, right? But as I said, there was nothing in the air in 2013. We're all very clever in hindsight, but in 2013 there was nothing in the air. And I looked at what my brother asked of me. It was a favor, and it didn't seem to involve anything illegal or any inappropriate use of my position. So I obliged. It's as simple as that.
That one and only time, or there were many
Sorry?
before? That the one and only time, or there was before?
How many times has your brother asked you for a favor?
I don't know. How many times he's asked you
No, I'm asking you, how many times has your brother asked you for a favor? Right? And favors of many natures. So, you know, that's what families do. And so, I can't really answer that question, right? But every time I'm asked for a favor or asked to do something, I always evaluate whether it's legal, whether there's anything inappropriate for it, right? I mean, I've been in this business for 26 years, right? And I've survived by maintaining that stance always, that it must be legal, it must not compromise my position, and that's it.
That's really just allow me just to clarify. Does that mean that there were other instances of this nature where funds you helped to transfer the funds to sensitive parties? This is not the only time.
Well, are you talking about political funding or what?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yeah. Moving.
No, I think I don't want to comment anymore simply because you guys can, you know, I don't want you to stretch this whole conversation, because in the end of the day, right, what is important is that there was absolutely no breach of the law, right, and no compromise on my position. I think that's what's important. Yeah.
So, but don't you think that the public want to know whether this has happened before, whether you have helped the Prime Minister to distribute funds?
You think the public wants to know?
Why not? Why not?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many things that the public wants to know. But you know, it's okay. Let's flip it the other way. The answer is no.
Sorry, sir, no to what?
The answer is no. There was no other, time when my brother asked for this kind of assistance. Right?
We'll take two last questions, and if there are any questions for the Buzafro,
I have a business question for the